Serious. When you care that much about, just the most basic fundamentals of life, like the trees and the street, the cars and the people. I mean, it's a genuine caring when you find yourself in your life, when you find out your purpose, find out why you were put here to start something. Whatever that something is, it's like you figure that out as you go through painful experiences that bring you closer to, your understanding and your awareness of life in itself, existence, and the reason things are the way they are. It's just the purpose. And you figure that out through, meditation or experiences, gaining knowledge and understanding, and you apply those things. That's what spirituality is. It's an application, a tool, a process, a method, a strategy, something that you apply to something in life of all aspects, from your spiritual body, which is connected to the mind, which causes the brain to control the body in a behavioral manner with a higher or lower understanding through the conscious and the subconscious. So it's like it tells you, your spirit, you increase the strength of it. You strengthen it by meditating or being calm or doing yoga practices that elevate sense of self or calmness or breathing. And what it does is it allows you to tap into a part of you that is connected through an astral, like a silver lining, It's just a connection, is what it is. A connection that brings you closer to the control and or understanding of yourself and the afterlife, which is the spiritual realm that you can travel to, consciously, so a lot of people call it out-of-body experiences. And what it boils down to is this practice of living in the astral realm and being there and flying around and seeing things, through for what they really are. It creates a curiosity, an understanding that you didn't have before, or that you didn't know that you had before, but you just see it better or more clear. It's like wearing prescription contacts, and when you put them on, you see what you already seeing, just less blurry. And what this entails is for you to utilize it now. You see it one time and you see it forever, for as clear as it is. Unless you look at it again, then you see it clearer. The longer you look at it, the clearer it gets. The point of it is that it allows you, like, say while you're astrally projecting or meditating, you think of a flower. Well, maybe before you didn't really care about flowers or whatever, but now you see the flower. It's almost like in a digital, a spiritually digital type of format that's more HD, or more, maybe the subtitles are there, or the cheat codes, or the fucking, the cliff notes, whatever it is. It's like it's given to you. So now, yes, maybe however you got it doesn't matter, but the end result is that you know it better, you see it better, and you now know why it's there and what your correlation to that is, and how it works, and how you understand it and it understands you. Now, you can't control how it understands you, but you can definitely influence the way you want it to understand you. And that in and of itself is an ability, it's a power that everybody's got, but they don't tap into it unless they want to, or unless they take the time to appreciate their own mind, their own capabilities, their own abilities. It just makes them understand more. It makes them feel more. You become more in tune with your body, because your spirit body connects to your physical body. Your physical body is affected by how you care, or how you take care of your spirit body, and vice versa. If you feel sick in your physical body, maybe there was one moment where you should have taken a second to calm down, but instead you ran outside and into the cold weather, and without a good jacket on. You just made the decision impulsively. Well, that's what being good at spirituality does. It makes you it gives you your ability to appreciate life so much that you have time. That you have time to think. You have time to be. When you have time to be, you have time to think. So that in and of itself is, cancels out impulse. Now, impulse is one of the things that tear lives apart, whether it's impulsively cheating or impulsively lying or impulsively quitting your job or impulsively, making a decision like taking too much of a drug or whatever you impulsively do, or you impulsively got up or stayed up late instead of going to bed on time so you can get up early. Anyways, impulse is controlled by your consciousness, your awareness, your ability to observe. So meditating, astral projecting, creates a stronger spirit, which entails better thinking, clarity of mind. So your mind then controls your brain better, and then your brain has time to utilize spirituality as a tool. Now this tool can be applied as a decision making. That is like my answer to all issues with impulse, is that with strong spirit you have strong decision making powers. You can look at a problem or something that requires an answer or a decision, and you can look at the answers that you have in front of you and pick the right one based off of spirituality and the ability to step back and look and think and not act impulsively. But this brings in a more diverse understanding going further than that, is that when you do have this moment of clarity from having a strong spirit, then your body, your physical body, your human body is then given the intuitive decision-making power. So intuition is very strong in spiritual people, but it's also very weak in non-spiritual people, or people who just don't, have the interest in caring about it. Now, intuition is the same strength for everyone, just people notice it more or less. Now, if you notice your intuition during this moment of clarity, it'll allow you to look at the decisions you have in front of you, the choices, and then basically your intuition labels them as this one's a good choice or this one's a bad choice. And this is applied to all life, like I said earlier, relationships, jobs, anything. Even if it's taking out the trash or not, you now have the ability to intuitively know which one is the right choice to make, whether you should take out the trash or not, or you should take that job or not, or you should be in this relationship or not. And it's all your own ability, your own power within finding yourself. This is what you are able to do, and it controls your path to whatever your life is meant to, result in, and you are in control of the whole thing just based off the influence you have for the decision making that you have, the decision making abilities you get through intuitive notions. And the crazy thing about it is that everybody can do this. All you have to do is practice believing in limitless scenarios and create your own while still in control. And all it means is being less impulsive. It means looking from the outside, looking in, look at outside perspectives, take in all sections, take in all possibilities, file them, think about them, analyze them, choose the right one, which doesn't always mean that the right one will always make you feel the best. Sometimes the choices you're put in front of you could be two bad choices. One feels worse than the other bad choice, but they both hurt. So your intuition has to be pretty strong at that point to have the clear mind to make a decision based off of what you would like to sacrifice less. And that kind of stuff is where you would get deeper into the understanding that being spiritual doesn't always mean that it's going to be a happy life. Sometimes you just know how to have the best unhappy life, or the most impactful, painful life, But it all comes full circle when you start believing in the things that make a life so appreciative. And then that comes with kind of a blessing in disguise. It's like, because the reason it's in disguise because you don't see it all the time. But the most important thing to carry with you through all these practices, whether it's decision making, spirituality, awareness, consciousness, is that everything's going to be okay. Everything's always okay because you are in control, because you have these abilities, because you have spirituality. The problem is that we don't remember that. We don't sit there and say that all the time. We don't say, "Oh, everything's going to be okay." Sometimes we forget. We think things are going to be bad, and that's when we lose our clarity. We lose our ability to think before we act, and we start being impulsive again, because we are human, and that's what happens in the reality of things, when life in general and other people are in it and other things are happening. You're not in control of everything. But when you finally get, to that moment where you just have that time to like think or breathe, and it all comes back. Being very strong spiritually, it just comes back faster or more often or more frequent. So you're able to be in control a lot more often, a lot easier, even in more difficult situations for some people who would find it harder to be calm or collected in a same situation where you find it easy. So that's basically it. And